All right, everybody, welcome back to Remotely Wasted, the worst podcast on the internet. Today, we're going to be talking about just a few of the worst human beings to inhabit this planet. We got some really fucked up characters today. None of them are serial killers, so we already covered that. We wanted to steer away from that subject because we already covered, pretty much the worst ones. Pretty much these are really dictators and people blowing shit up, genocides, and really really bad people. But yeah, that's what we got going on today. How you feeling, Nick?
I'm feeling good, and this is my first episode being drunk in a while. I was rolling it sober the past couple episodes, so I'm back having a few drinks. We got a good episode tonight where we just talk about some fucked up people and probably some more ridiculous stuff after that.
Could tell there was a real decline in the. Just kidding.
Viewership was down.
The production, just wasn't there. Have to step it up.
But yeah, we got all kinds of people. I went like a little bit more like obscure with my list. I feel I'm not necessarily obscure, but more like not necessarily committing genocide, just some really fucked up people that like you might actually meet in real life or something.
I was trying to go obscure, and then like really all the people I was kind of coming across were like, big names, and I was
Hitler.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't want to pick Hitler because everybody knows really about Hitler. I mean, the people I picked, people probably know of them, and they know they're fucked up, but we kind of deep dive into their wiki.
I bet you we could do like a Hitler episode though, where we like deep dive into some of the more like the details people don't know about Hitler. I think that'd be pretty interesting.
Would be interesting. Can you turn the screen sharing on?
Oh yeah.
You want to go first?
Yeah, we could start with Timothy McVeigh. I picked him because
I'll look his page up.
His wiki.
I love Wikipedia.
Great site. It's really stupid that like teachers in high school would be like, you can't fucking use Wikipedia. Like in my experience, Wikipedia is usually pretty accurate.
Yeah, and most of the pages are locked, so like you can't just go in and edit them.
Yeah,
I think you have to get some sort of like admin rights or something like that.
Yeah, I tried to edit a page one time. I can't remember who it was. It was like an athlete. I was like pissed at the moment, and it was just like, no, you can't do that. And I was like, damn.
I'm gonna go and edit everybody's page and put "did not graduate" under all their educations.
I changed my fantasy name to that.
I seen that. I was at work and I was laughing really hard.
This shit's great. But yeah, I wanted to start with Timothy McVeigh. Just being from Oklahoma, we learned a lot about this guy. This guy's like, he's a piece of shit, but he had these motivations. Like he was mad at the government. He was involved in a few things where I think the government, like in Waco, which we'll probably cover that during this, but there's like a shooting in Waco and some people I think that shouldn't have got shot by like FBI agents or some type of government agency along those lines. In response to that, he bombed the Murrah Federal Building here in Oklahoma City. And it was like before 9/11, it was like pretty much like the biggest, terrorist attack on American soil.
Right. Means the deadliest act of domestic terrorism in U.S. history. All right, I guess we'll just kind of go in here. So, born in '68. How was like before Vietnam, right? Vietnam was in the '70s.
Yeah, Vietnam. Well, I think Vietnam started in the '60s, like mid to late '60s. But I know he served in like the first Iraq War in like the '90s. That I think wasn't much of a war.
Yeah, Gulf War veteran.
Yeah, I don't know that much about that war really, beyond the fact that I just know he was in it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was. I guess it kind of the military kind of fucked him up in ways. There's a documentary about him on Netflix that I watched, so I learned a lot about him. But yeah, there's like the government kind of fucked him up, and like the military. Something happened when he was overseas, I think, that fucked him up a little bit. And then some of these other things happened, like this Waco siege right here. The deaths of 82 people. I didn't realize it was that many people in that.
Now that you like bring that up. Like the Waco siege was crazy. Like the FBI and whatnot pretty much just sieged like a fortified fortress that these people had set up, and they were fucking coming out, and it was a bloodbath.
So I want to say that the government was in the wrong during that. If I remember correctly, like it was something like the government could have maybe not killed those people.
But yeah, I'm sure they probably could have found a better way. I don't know. We could touch on it after this. Just go into it and look into it a
Yeah,
little bit because I don't know, entirely what went down, but I know it was kind of wild.
because I mean I do understand that. I think he might have had some legitimate complaints towards the government. Like he has some legitimate issues that he might not, his viewpoint might not have been wrong, but the way he responded and like took revenge to was just completely fucked up.
Let's see here. Oh, that bullying. It seems to be a trend in a lot of these,
Yeah, fucking
especially
crazy.
or like the serial killers. When there was all. I think everyone we looked into had something fucked up that happened to them at some point in their childhood.
Yeah, usually stems from childhood stuff.
He
He
stated the
says to have only
belief
one girlfriend.
that the United States is the ultimate bully. Interesting.
I mean, he's not necessarily wrong. I don't think you're allowed to say that, but I am.
Yeah, I'll plead the fifth. Let's see. Anything spicy? No, nothing crazy in this early life.
Only had one girlfriend, so I mean, he wasn't getting laid.
You hate to see it.
Supposedly, I mean, maybe she fucked him a lot of times. You only need one girl. You can fuck one girl 1,000 times.
I guess, yeah. I see he was in the infantry. He was reading about sniper tactics and explosives. He got reprimanded for purchasing a white power T-shirt at a KKK rally.
Oh, Jesus
Huh?
Christ!
What a scumbag. Uh, damn, he was a sergeant in the army too. He was assigning undesirable work to black servicemen and using racial slurs. Hey, he was at Fort Riley.
Damn, that's fucked. Where's Fort
That's
Riley? Like,
that's like 2 hours from where I'm at.
damn.
Yeah. Uh,
In
he
an Iraqi
decapitated an
tank.
Iraqi soldier with cannon fire from 1,100 yards away. Jesus Christ.
I mean that I mean he sounds like he was already kind of fucked up before that, but I mean like that type of shit could really fuck somebody up. Like I don't know how I'd feel after I decapitated somebody, regardless if they're like an enemy or not. Like that's a person who has like a family and shit. At the end of the
They
day,
got a Bronze Star. He aspired to join the Special Forces, and then he
honorably
washed out.
discharged.
I mean, he made it 21 days. That's not terrible, but let's see. Oh, he's fucking mad about taxes. Yeah, aren't we all, bud?
Yeah, I mean you got to get over that shit.
Okay. It's taxes. Complaining about the rest of a woman for carrying mace. Yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
Civil war imminent.
He complained the army had implanted a microchip into his buttocks so the government could keep track of him. Jesus. Yeah, I got a funny story actually, in line with that. So when I was born, I had this like little, like something was wrong with my ear. I think that I had like a hole in my ear or something like that. And my mom was like convinced they planted on like a chip in my ear. Shit's fucking funny.
Like she went out of them about that, like
I don't
confronting
know.
them.
Hey, my mom actually watches almost all of our episodes, so maybe she could give me the full story.
she
My
could
dad,
she could dish the scoop on that one.
yeah, my dad tells me about it sometimes, but I don't remember exactly how she was convinced or whatever she was saying. But I think it's kind of funny.
Did you get a
Okay.
microchip into your ass when you went to the Air Force?
Hey, it's possible. We did get a lot of shots, and I did get one in the ass.
Could have
Well,
snuck one in there.
it was more so in my fucking hip. It was penicillin. That shit was
Hell,
terrible. It balls up in your ass, and like you can't really walk. You have to like rub it out to like get it to fucking go away. But
Mm.
when I got mine, she like put it like in my hip, not my ass, and yeah, it was great. It hurt a lot. Not a great time.
Sounds awful.
10 out of 10 would not recommend. All right, he was a gambling man. Okay, we'll skip forward.
Waco Siege, gun shows, pro gun rights. All right.
All right, so he actually went to the siege. He distributed program rights literature. When guns are outlawed, I will become an outlaw.
Now I
All
could
right.
see that on a bumper sticker somewhere around here.
I'm Batman.
That's like the like motto of. I worked with this guy who was like so pro gun, like it was like, which I mean, like I get like you either you like guns or you don't, which I mean it's fair either way. But he was on guns dick, man. Like he was just going crazy for guns. He brought a gun to work, like showed me. I mean, it was cool, like it was a cool gun, but I was like, it's a little weird that you have this here.
He just had that shit like in his car.
Yeah, he like unloaded. I was like, yeah, you better fucking unload that shit. I don't want you fucking because he's like he didn't believe in safeties. Like he was like,
Uh,
yeah, I don't need a safety. Like if I get a gun, which I like, I'm considering getting one. I want a fucking safety on that shit.
you ever see
I
the
don't want
movie
to
Black
actually
Hawk
shoot
Down?
myself. Yeah, yeah,
You remember the dude? He's like, "This is my safety."
yeah. Great movie,
Fantastic
fantastic
movie.
movie.
It's one of my favorite movies.
Let's see. For the 5 months following the Waco siege, McVeigh worked at
Uh,
gun shows.
This is kind of crazy right here. He handed out free cards printed with this dude's name and address in hopes that somebody would assassinate the guy because he was an FBI sniper and part of the Waco siege. Like that's fucked up.
Jesus Christ! Like that man was just doing what he was told. It's not like I don't think that guy had any like vicious intent. Like he's just a
Doing his job.
FBI sniper. I mean, like you got to do what you're told.
If I was that guy, I'd be posted up on like the second story of my fucking house, just
Like
waiting for
yeah,
somebody
bitch.
waiting for somebody to fuck around and find out.
Think they became a fixture on the gun show circuit. Arizona. Like they had a road atlas with hand-drawn designations of the most likely places for nuclear attacks.
Hmm.
This is kind of off topic, but imagine if a like terrorist group made a nuke. Is that even
I-
possible? Like I don't know how to make a nuke.
Yeah, I think it's possible.
Like that'd be nuts. Because then you'd
I-
really be fucked.
I'm pretty sure there's like nukes that are like you can put in a backpack, like small portable.
Like not
and
not city blowing up type, but like blow up a
I
small
mean
radius.
quite a bit of it. I mean, probably not the whole thing, but like a good size, good. I don't know, 10, 15 blocks, if I had to guess. On a rough estimate. I don't know. I would Google fucking backpack nukes, but yeah, no. I'm probably getting raided
Yeah, I mean,
tomorrow.
that was just like a random question. If you guys have any info on that, just post that in the comments. We're not trying to have the government knocking on our doors.
Yeah, true. Okay, so this dude was his brother, right now. I seen brother somewhere. Oh, Nichols and his brother began teaching McVeigh how to make explosives. Oh, okay, that's where it started. So they're all pissed off about Waco. They start, fucking forming the Avengers against the government, and start learning how to make some shit. So he started becoming more radical. He began to sell ATF hats riddled with bullets and a flare gun that he said could shoot down an ATF helicopter.
Dear Lord, man, this
I
dude don't give a fuck.
don't know if you. I wonder if could you shoot down a helicopter with a flare gun? It doesn't seem
I mean, I feel like you can
feasible.
maybe blind the pilot, but even then, I don't think they will crash.
I don't know. I'm not buying it. Da, 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 da. Give me liberty, give me death. All right, man. He's stealing some quotes here. Okay. Started making pipe bombs. They posed new firearm restrictions. He got mad. A little PP syndrome.
Disassociated himself from his boyhood by sending him a 23-page letter. he proclaimed his devotion devotion to the United States Declaration of Independence, explaining it in detail. Man, this dude,
This dude, fuck, he's out there, man.
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
He visited Area 51 in order to fight government restrictions. The fuck's in Gulfport, Mississippi, to determine the veracity of rumors about United Nations operations?
These turn out to be false.
Huh. Okay.
Oh, so he saw Russian vehicles on the site and assumed there was like some crazy conspiracy going on.
I think he was just kind of seeing what he wanted to see at that point. His homie declined to participate in blowing some shit up. He told his wife. He made some letters. Fascist tyrants and stormtroopers. Don't watch too much Star Wars.
You tyrannical motherfuckers will swing in the wind one day for your treasonous actions against the Constitution of the United States. That's hilarious considering he literally fucking kills like 100 and some people.
Yeah.
He's so delusional. Like he wants to like call these people out for all this wrongdoing they did, which I mean they may or may not have done, but like how much better are you?
Yeah. So he wanted to do considered individual assassination with targets including Attorney General Janet Reno, Judge Walter S. Smith. I don't know, it's Branch Davidian trial. An apocalyptic new religious movement founded in 55 described themselves as a continuation of the General Association of Davidian Seventh Day Adventists. The fuck does that even mean? Anyways,
I have no idea.
and the FBI sniper guy. That's it.
Man,
Okay.
he really hated his sniper guy with a passion.
Right? I'm surprised they didn't just go after that guy. Okay. Decided he can make the loudest statement by bombing a federal building. Wonder why he settled on OKC. I wonder if it'll say. So they constructed a device to the back of a truck, about 5,000 pounds of ammonium nitrate. The bomb was big as fuck. Like you can see the picture here. They blew out like half the fucking building.
Yeah, I mean that building got fucked up. Like just the sheer amount of damage that I'm surprised like any bit of the building remained like standing.
Yeah. I went to the MEPS facility in OKC. That's where I had to go to like swear in and go to MEPS and shit. That place is like a goddamn fortress. It's crazy. It's insane. Because I think it got damaged by this, and then they rebuilt it.
Yeah, because it's right by the like the memorial and shit. I think.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I've been. Have you been to the memorial?
I feel like I have, but I don't remember it if I have. So I'll
like
just say
I went
no.
on a field trip in like the 8th grade, and I mean it was pretty fucked up. Just like seeing all the people's faces of the people who died and stuff. And one thing that's really fucked up is that like there's a daycare in the place, and like a bunch of kids died. And it says down here he had not known of the daycare.
You think that would have stopped him if he did know?
I mean, like I feel like he probably did. But even if he didn't know, I don't. Or even if he like didn't know, then like found out, I think he'd still do it.
All right. So April 19th, 95, he showed up just as they opened. Before arriving, he stopped to light a 2-minute fuse. 902, a large explosion destroyed the north half of the building, killed 168 people, including 19 children. Injured 684 others. Fuck. Yeah, they said they didn't know. So they interviewed him. Those people in Oklahoma who've lost a loved one. I'm sorry, but it happens every day. You're not the first mother to lose a kid, or the first grandparent to lose his grandson or granddaughter. Happens every day. Somewhere in the world. Not going to go in that courtroom, curling a fetal long cry just because the victim told me to do that. Man, what a fucking scumbag.
Man, what a piece of shit.
Dude, it was actually crazy how he got caught. Like, you know how he got caught?
He got like pulled over, I think, for something like stupid. Wait, actually, like I think in 8th grade, the cop that like arrested him came to the school. I don't know if you remember that or not.
No, no.
But yeah, like the guy that arrested him had like came to our school and like told us about the whole thing. I don't remember the whole situation though.
This is wild. In reference to theories that McVeigh had assistance from others, he responded with a well-known line from the film, few good men, you can't handle the truth. Because the truth is, I blew up the Murrah building, and it isn't kind of scary that one man could wreak this kind of hell. You can't handle the truth. Great movie, but how dare you steal that line?
Yeah, fuck you,
How
man.
dare you? Scumbag. Okay, so they traced the VIN number on the rear axle and the wreckage, and they identified the rental truck from Junction City, Kansas. They worked with the center and got a sketch. He had an alias. And then they shown some people, and this hotel identified it as him. Damn, seems like it was pretty quick. And then, yeah, he was driving on Interstate 35 near Perry, Oklahoma. Got stopped. Yeah, I had no license plate.
Yeah, that might be something you might want to have when you're
So
getting away from bombing a building.
he told him he had a gun. Got arrested for driving without plates and possessing an illegal firearm. And his concealed weapon permit was not legal in Oklahoma.
Picture of Abraham Lincoln in the model. Oh, the shit that John Wilkes Booth
Yeah, that's
shouted
crazy.
out. Man, this dude is like, he's
What,
really on that like anti-government shit. Like he lives and breathes that shit.
Yeah, if I ever seen it, the dude's out there for sure. Is he still alive?
I think they put him to death.
Oh no, yeah, they executed him. Did he get the lethal injection? Uh,
Yeah, he was executed by lethal injection. 2001.
damn.
Bill Clinton.
Oh, they signed this thing that other veterans convicted of capital crimes from being buried in any military cemetery. All right, I fuck with it.
Hell yeah.
Bill Clinton did one good thing.
It's like second worst evil man of all time, according to some of the websites we found in research to doing this episode.
That shit's funny, man. I don't. Is he that bad? I really don't know shit about Bill Clinton. I know he wasn't great.
I mean, he got some head.
Was he the guy that said he didn't inhale? Was that him?
Yeah, that was Bill Clinton. I mean, I don't know all the details. I know there's a lot of conspiracy theories about shit he's done, but as far as like actual provable stuff, like all I know is he got some head in the White House. Sounds like some baller shit to me.
Cheat on his
But
wife.
teach their own. Teach
Yeah,
their
right.
own.
Crazy. Well, anything else you want to know about Timothy McVeigh?
I mean, the dude was he's just a fucking piece of shit. I mean, it's crazy that like this happened in a place like Oklahoma because not a lot of shit like this happens in Oklahoma. It's really kind of a boring place where you wouldn't expect anything like this
Yeah.
to happen. I mean, it's just really crazy that one guy or like two guys essentially
Was
pulled
able to
off
do this?
something this big, and it's just kind of scary. Like I'm sure the government's more like on people's ass and like tracking things down about like what they're purchasing and stuff to prevent things like this.
You
But
think this would be able to happen
It's just
again?
crazy that it could happen again. I think it could. I don't know that. I don't know. It's just so hard these days with like how well they could track what people are doing.
Very true.
It'd be difficult, but I mean, it could be done.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'd be very hard, but I think I think it would take somebody a really long time of like really small like steps over a very long period of time. And it's crazy like to think about like all of the people that get stopped that you don't hear about that they just probably don't show or discuss.
Yeah, I bet you.
You know what I'm
Like
saying?
they're catching people every day, like trying to
Like
do.
raiding people's houses and finding, fucking all kinds of like equipment or whatever the fuck they got going on or they're playing, and you just don't ever really hear about it. It has to happen, like probably frequently.
Oh yeah. So who do you got for your first person?
My first one's kind of a, a left field pick. I got Andrew Jackson. He's seventh president, United States, back in the late 1700s to 1800s. My main reason for picking Andrew Jackson was the Trail of Tears.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Dislocating thousands of Native Americans and them dying along the way. I don't know. We'll kind of briefly go through Andrew Jackson, and then we'll switch over to the Trail of Tears, and we'll kind of discuss that and why I'm picking him.
Oh yeah.
So he was a lawyer, planner, general, and statesman who served as seventh president of the United States, which is kind of wild. Like that's a weird like career to go through. Like, I mean, what the fuck's a planner?
This racial and socioeconomic cast of Pan American society, agriculture market. So it has something to do with
Like land?
like farming, and it looks like slavery played a big part around that time, which makes a lot of sense for him.
Yeah, I was reading a little bit on him. He did have slaves. He was born in the Carolinas before the Revolutionary War. He became a lawyer. He representing Tennessee. He purchased some property later known as the Hermitage, which sounds vaguely familiar. It's a historical museum in Tennessee. Okay, that's a dope ass house, actually. Look at that.
Yeah, I mean those old school like
Colonial style houses. Sick.
those houses are really cool.
Yeah, 100%. And then, like, while he was on the Supreme Court, he was appointed the colonel of the Tennessee militia and elected its commander the following year. So in 1802, so he was still on the Supreme Court, and now he's the commander of the Tennessee militia at the same time. Like what? Like what?
It's so crazy how like back in the day how much these politicians like could do. Like I know like when George Washington was president, there's like this rebellion. I think it was like the Whiskey Rebellion. And like George
Yeah.
Washington himself like was like out with the army, like just shutting
Out
that
with the
shit
boys.
down. Like just
Imagine,
imagine like a president just like going,
Can you imagine like
going.
fucking Ted Cruz be over there just fucking snapping necks and cashing checks and he's fucking a senator at the same time? Like,
They used to get in duels and shit. I think
yeah.
that's how Hamilton or one of them died. They
Was
just
he the
got
one that
mad
had?
and they just fucking duel.
Was he the one that had like the alligators on like the White House lawn?
That might be true.
I feel like it was him. Anyways, he led some people during this war. I have never heard of the Red Stick War. Um,
Seminole
so
War.
yeah, he fucking I guess had a major victory in New Orleans for the Seminole War, which pretty much gave us Florida. We stole that shit from Spain. We stole everything from everybody. We're a bunch of dirty, rotten thieves in this country. It seems like.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say the Seminole War, like there was still some Native Americans that were trying to defend their area, and I think Andrew Jackson just like went down and just like slaughtered the tribe essentially.
Yeah, the Seminole tribe actually almost completely got eradicated. Like, there's not a lot of them, and I'm pretty sure like the remaining members of the Seminole tribe are like millionaires, if I'm not mistaken, because there's not very many of them. I could be mistaken. I feel like I heard that somewhere. I'm not a historian. I am a Florida State Seminole fan.
I think
So
you know more about the Seminoles.
don't fucking at me, all right? At Nick, and then we'll discuss it. Keep my name out your motherfucking mouth. Courtesy Will Smith. Don't care. He became president. What year was it again? 1829. All right. Anyways, we'll just fucking bounce over to the Trail of Tears. He pretty much relocated thousands of Native Americans from like the southeast. So he displaced approximately 60,000 American Indians of the 5 civilized tribes, which are Choctaw, Cherokee, Cree, Chickasaw, and Seminole. Between about 20-year time period, and it was kind of an ethnic cleansing occurring over a period of time, nearly 2 decades. So no Creek, not Cree. Oh, and then thousands of their black slaves. Did the Native Americans have black slaves?
I did not know about this. Oh, I
Huh.
guess they did. That is very interesting.
Native American slave ownership refers to the ownership of enslaved Africans and Native Americans by Native. Wait, what the fuck? That doesn't make any sense. That were they? I guess they were enslaving each other from the pre-colonial period to the U.S. Civil War. Waves of European colonization brought enslaved Africans to North America, and I'm assuming, following its development, many indigenous tribes probably adopted the same concept. That's wild.
That's actually
I
super fucked up.
I mean, it kind of makes sense. Like at the time, like it's either, like, are we gonna be getting enslaved with them, or are we just gonna join the bandwagon type thing? Which, yeah, wild. Never would have thought. Um. So yeah, the entire southeast was relocated to west of the Mississippi River that was designated as Indian Territory, which is a big portion of Oklahoma, and there's other portions, but almost all of Oklahoma was like relocation spots. So it was carried out by government authorities. And then the last forced removal east of the Mississippi was brought on by the discovery of gold. Not surprising. Fucking animals.
I mean, money is usually the motivator, so they're just gonna
Money and
displace a bunch
land.
of people just to
Yeah.
get some money, essentially.
And then, the relocated people suffered from exposure, because they pretty much were walking. They could only carry what's on their back. So like, I mean, realistically, like if you're walking from like fucking Georgia all the way to Oklahoma, like how much are you really gonna be able to carry? So you got the clothes on your back, and if you got kids, you got to carry your kids, and maybe a bag of some sort with I don't even know what the fuck they would have had, food, water or something. Disease, they're fucking not sanitary conditions. I'm sure they're not bathing, they're not taking care of themselves, and they're all in close proximity and also getting disease from the people pushing them. Starvation, and then yeah, thousands died from disease before reaching the destinations or shortly after. Wow, it's basically genocide. And then they rejected it. All this historian rejecting. Who are this guys? Fuck you. You're a piece of shit.
I mean, yeah. I mean, what else can you call it?
How is 60,000 people being displaced and then a very good portion of them dying? Not so okay, we have 4,000 Cherokee, 3,000 Seminoles, so we're at 7 there. 3,500 Choctaw. We'll just call that 4,000, and then 200 Ponca. So over 10,000. So a sixth of the entire group was killed. Whether directly or indirectly from disease or whatever, but they all got relocated to Oklahoma. Like I said, I know my shit very little, but I know something.
I mean, it's like you can't send people on that long of a walk.
That's crazy. Like,
I mean, they're not all gonna live. There's no way. There's no way a lot of them are gonna live.
How far is that? I wonder if it's got like a distance. Let's see. Here's Jackson's role. So before he became president, the policy was already in place and helped along by the idea of the vanishing Indian. The justification of land acquisition emerged in the form of the myth of the vanishing Indian. What the fuck is that? This dude explains that scholars have exposed how the discourse of the vanishing Indian was an ideology that made declining indigenous American population seem to be an inevitable consequence of natural processes, and so allowed Americans to evade moral responsibility for their destructive choices. Okay, I think what they're saying is like they're basically just not going to be around very much longer, so we might as well just fucking kind of we can kind of do whatever we want type thing.
I mean, I think they just
that's how I'm reading it.
It just seemed like they almost kind of saw Native Americans as like an inconvenience or just kind of a hurdle they needed to get over.
I think from like day fucking one of Europeans landing on North America, it was fucking the Native Americans were an inconvenience for them. Like, maybe not from the very beginning, but like probably shortly after.
Well, I mean, I think as soon as they realized that their civilization wasn't like their civilization wasn't as advanced, I think, as the European society at the moment. So I think they thought they could take advantage of that, and they did.
Yeah. It's a damn shame, though, to be honest. Like, it'd have been kind of cool, like, if all that didn't happen and like we was able to just kind of integrate like peacefully and like share the land and like get to where we are now without having to do all this. I wonder if it would have been possible, but like because yeah, if none of that would have happened, like today there would be you know big portions of like I don't want to call it reservations because it wouldn't be a reservation, but like their home area where it's just all Native Americans, and you would get to see like all their history, and they would probably still have a lot of their old shit from back before we fucking.
Yeah. I mean, you don't know how much. I
Oh
mean, we don't
Jesus
know how
Christ!
much of the history that got erased. That maybe the stuff they had that was really
Thousands
important
of
to
years.
them. Yeah. I mean, they probably had all kinds of stuff here, and I mean, when I say they weren't as advanced, they definitely had a lot of practices and different things that
They
Europeans
didn't
didn't know
have
about.
they didn't have gunpowder. That's it.
But they knew a lot of like holistic practices, um, just a lot of stuff that I think we did learn from them, and then we just were not grateful for it.
100%, absolutely. A lot of people don't even know. Like they have like people. Honestly, like they don't really even teach Native American history in a lot of schools. I think we only really learn about it is because the state we're from,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate. I had somebody. No, I'm not even lying to you. I think it was in my first base. I told them I was like from Oklahoma, and then it was like, "Do the Native Americans still live in teepees?"
When they're
And
being
I'm
like
like,
that serious.
"No, dead ass serious." And I'm like, are you fucking joking? Like, how dumb? Uh, but yeah, pretty much, it was already set before he came into office. So I mean, it's not necessarily all on him. Like, even if he didn't win the presidency, it probably still would have happened. But he could have stopped it, and he didn't.
He seemed very happy to do it.
Yeah, oh yeah, 100%. I don't. He dude didn't give a shit. I want to know how fucking long they had to walk. I wonder where it would be. Mm, 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 mm.
Like, it's got to be an unbelievable journey of just so many miles. Probably taking months, and like realistically.
Okay, here's a ride that you could do over 950 miles while retracing the same path that their ancestors took. Jesus Christ, 950 miles. Could you imagine? That's just from if that's this ride here, which yeah, that's just from Tennessee. It looks like
So
some of these people.
this is like a thing they did like in memory. It looks like,
Yeah, like a memorial ride.
and they were
Remember?
cycling 60 miles a day.
Yeah, and then
That's on a bike.
that's just from like up here and like northern Georgia and Alabama. Like imagine like people down further. The people in Florida, the Seminole tribe in Florida. That's probably another couple hundred miles. Like you fucking scrub, Curtis Samuel. I'm gonna cry, but yeah, Andrew Jackson, piece of shit, in my opinion. I know not a single Native American on Earth alive today likes Andrew Jackson. So, pound sand, hope you're in hell.
Yeah, I mean they should definitely take him off the $20 bill. I know there was talk about it. Um, they ended up deciding not to do it.
They should. There's plenty of other major influential figures that doesn't have blood on their hands that you could switch to. Like, I don't know, you could do. Yeah, I don't know why this popped in my head. My wife was like, "You should do Henry Ford. He made the 8 to 5 workday," and I was like, "You know what? Yeah, fuck that guy."
But he made the 8 to 5 work day because I think the conditions were worse. Like I think he made
Probably.
it better. I think he was like, whoa, we're working people like 100 hours. Let's cut it back to 40. And people are like, "Fuck that guy." I think he did it well
With good,
intentioned.
yeah, with good intentions, but yeah, I mean, I don't. Other than that, I don't know too much about Henry Ford other than him being, an automotive pioneer. Who else would be who like if you had to pick one person to replace Andrew Jackson on the 20, who you picking?
Who am I picking? Martin Luther King.
That's a great pick actually. That would be a very good step in the right direction for like kind of maybe bringing the country together.
I mean,
Like
like, I don't know how anybody could have like a negative opinion about Martin Luther King. I mean, like, unless you're just completely racist. I think the
right.
average person would have no problem with Martin Luther King.
I think it would be cool like having like all of our currency changed. So like yeah, okay, definitely keep Washington on the one. Like he's probably one of the most influential figures we've ever had. But like all right, let's put a woman on a bill. We put an African American on a bill. Let's put a Native American on a bill. Those are like the biggest culture groups in like our history. And yeah, I would definitely change the 20. Who's on the 50?
50 is Benjamin Harrison, I believe.
Is it? That doesn't. Who the fuck's on the $50 bill?
I want to say it's Benjamin Harrison. I might be wrong.
That doesn't sound right at all.
Ulysses S. Grant. Okay.
Yeah, we get rid of his ass.
Yeah, he was a Civil War general for the North.
I mean, he was a really good general. Like the dude did work.
Wasn't a very good president.
No,
Um,
but he was a good general. Is that Curtis Samuel again? No, okay. I was about to cry.
um,
And then you got Andrew Jackson on the 100. So I definitely 20 and I think 50 we should change. So you could do, or maybe probably even the 100.
I
Maybe I would
mean,
say move fucking Washington to the 100.
keep Lincoln on the 5 for sure.
Yeah.
You
So
definitely want to keep him. 100's Benjamin Franklin. That's probably
yeah.
where I got Benjamin Harrison from for the 50.
Yeah, I fuck get rid of his. We'll get rid of Benjamin
I mean,
Franklin.
he wasn't even a president. I mean, he was important, but was he that important? I don't think so.
I don't know. A lot of people
He
think
had
he stole.
syphilis multiple times.
A lot of people think he stole all of his fucking ideas from Nikola Tesla.
Nikola Tesla, he'd be an interesting person to put on a dollar. I probably wouldn't put him on a dollar or any bill, really. Maybe like a coin.
Yeah, but you could. All right, so I think we should, we'll keep the 5. We'll move Washington to the 100. So now we got the 1, the 20, and the 50 up for grabs. I say, I'll just randomize it. That way, you're not really fucking.
Who's on the 10? Is the
Uh,
10 somebody like useless?
is it Thomas Jefferson?
That sounds right. Let's see, $10
Pretty sure.
bill.
I don't ever carry cash.
Neither do I really.
Oh
Secretary,
yeah,
get the fuck, get
yeah.
him
Fuck
out
that
the
guy.
way.
I don't know why I always thought it was Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah, we could put Martin Luther King on the 10. We
So
could put
okay, we got the 1 or not the 1. Yeah, we got the 1 now because we moved him to the 100. The 5s we can keep. So we got
Lincoln,
the
yeah, for
1,
sure.
the 10, and the 50 up for grabs, and the 20. Right. So that's 4 bills we can replace with better people. I don't know why we haven't changed them, to be honest with you.
Some of
Like,
these people are like kind of whack. Like some of them, like
okay, yeah. Here's an idea. So we wanted to do Martin Luther King on 1. We could do some historical woman figure, a historical Native American figure. So that's 3. And then the 4th bill, we could just do the current president, just like England does. They change all their money with whoever the new fucking king and queen is. That'd be kind of cool.
I mean, it'd be cool. Yeah, just that, and it'd be like it
Oh,
could be a collector's item like later, like years down the road.
actually, that'd be really hard because you'd have to change your currency at minimum every 4 years. That one bill. So I don't know. That would be really tough. Like
Yeah,
worldwide, you would have to change. Say you do the 10, you'd have to change $10 bills worldwide every 4 years minimum.
so let's say we put. So we got Martin Luther King on 1. I would say like Jim Thorpe would be a good like Native American figure to put on a bill. I feel like.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool.
I mean, you could of course put like
It was an Olympian.
Sacagawea or
There's a lot of big Native American like warriors too that were.
hmm,
I don't know. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but there's a lot.
then for a woman figure.
First thing that comes to mind is Rosa Parks, but like you already got MLK on there.
Yeah, Rosa Parks would definitely be a good one. Who's like a who's the big like women's voting rights woman? Susan B. Anthony, was that her name? That sounds right. I could be wrong though.
I don't know. I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
Let's put Hillary Clinton on there. She is the fifth most evil person in the world, according to some of the websites we looked up.
Absolutely not. Country would be an outrage.
Should put. Let's see. We got Martin Luther King, arguably like Jim Thorpe, Anne Frank's not American.
What the fuck is this? She American? I don't know. Next.
Maya Angelou would be cool, but I think she's kind of like too recent.
Do fucking Sojourner Weaver. Yeah, Rosa Parks would be good. I mean, you can always do fucking Rosa Parks and MLK.
I mean, I would probably, honestly, I'd probably put Rosa Parks on there.
Amelia Earhart would be cool.
Oh, that would be really cool. Harriet Tubman would be cool.
Oh, true. Yeah, I was trying to like remember who did the.
I think that's who they were supposed to switch Andrew Jackson to, and they like canceled that. I feel like Neil Armstrong would also be a cool person to put on a bill. Like first guy on the moon.
Yeah, I guess that'd be tight. If he even went.
Yeah, if he went.
All right, who's your next person? Who you got?
Who did I have next? Let's see. Osama bin Laden. Who this was kind of like more of a well-known person. But I mean,
Osama bin Laden.
There's also a lot of conspiracies about this guy as well. But
It's very true. Yeah,
I'm just gonna go with the idea that he was a piece of shit.
He was a piece of shit, but yeah, I'm not gonna speak on it. Yeah, we'll just go off the wiki.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things that I feel like are not even conspiracies; they're just pretty.
A lot of people think he was just like set up and like he didn't actually really even do anything.
I find that hard to believe. Although I do know like the U.S. government was like training him at one point. And I think that's not even like a conspiracy. That's just like a well-known fact.
Maybe it's in here.
But yeah, I mean, if you don't know, I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody who's watching this knows. Like, he's credited, I guess, for orchestrating like the 9/11 attacks and many other terrorist attacks during the early 2000s.
He founded Al Qaeda. I loved hearing fucking George Bush talk about or say Al Qaeda. He would be like Al Qaeda.
That dude, like, he was kind of a dumbass, but he was kind of funny. He's hilarious, actually.
I like George Bush, man. I think he was dealt like a really bad situation.
Like, yeah, I mean,
all the shit that happened while he was president was like kind of like a little out of his control in some aspect. In my opinion,
he's a character. He's one of the most like one of the better personalities I think of a president.
Yeah, I liked how he was just kind of like invested in the military. Like he would come and like just randomly show up at places and like to like meet people, which was, I don't know, in my opinion, that's kind of awesome. And Donald Trump did the same shit. I ain't seen, never mind.
I won't speak on Donald Trump because fuck that guy, but also fuck the current guy.
All right. So he was designated a terrorist by NATO. Bunch of scrubs. Was responsible for 9/11, other mass casualty attacks. Does it say? Yeah, nice list you got there. And then, I think it was SEAL Team 6. I went and pushed his shit in Pakistan. You ever seen Zero Dark 30?
Great movie. Yes, I
That
watched
shit's
that in
crazy. Like,
history through film. Great
oh
movie.
yeah, I think was it in the same class?
I don't think we had it at the same time. I don't think we're in the same like period, but yeah, I remember like, oh yeah, that movie's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that movie is dope. I mean, it's kind of crazy, like the links that they went to try to find him, and like the dude was just living in a house with like nothing, like no outside contact other than like some carriers and shit.
I mean, that dude
They
was off the grid. Like,
they had like a crazy, crazy, like it wasn't sophisticated, but it was like really well run, like web of fucking information transference and using couriers and all kinds of shit. It was
I have a kind
insane.
of a funny like story about when Osama got killed. So we were just talking about Trump. So like when I was younger, I would say like early teenish age, I was probably around when this happened. Like I was probably 14, 13, somewhere around there, probably actually closer to being 15. I was like a really big Trump fan because of The Apprentice. Really good show. I mean, like I can't knock on it. Really good show. Anyway, I was watching The Apprentice and like they were about to fire somebody, and then like Obama cuts it off, and I was
You're
like,
like,
man,
what the
what
fuck,
the? I
man?
was like, what the fuck, man? Like it's just kind of ironic that like I was watching a Donald Trump reality show as this was happening, and then Obama comes on, and I was like pissed. Then he's like, we got Osama bin Laden. I was like, oh fuck yeah, yeah, like hell yeah, that was worth interrupting The Apprentice for.
My fellow Americans.
That was a great. That was like one of the greatest like American moments. I feel like.
I think I watched this clip. It was like there was a baseball game on at that time. I think it was in New York, if I'm not mistaken. Could be, I could be. And they like came over the like the announcements and like told it and said that they'd killed Osama. Shit gave me chills watching it. And I was like, ooh, I don't even remember where I was at when that happened. Cause he died in 11, so
So been at the end of eighth grade.
yeah, no, I don't fucking know, man. There's no
I just
telling.
remember because I was watching The Apprentice.
Yeah, that's kind of funny actually.
Little did I know I was
um,
watching Obama's replacement.
true, true. Yeah, what a weird like coincidence almost.
It's just odd that it happened at the same time. But yeah, I mean, it
Yeah.
was a great American moment, and I mean, it was well deserved for him to get killed. I know some people were like, "How could you guys cheer about another man's death?" But I'm like fuck this
What
guy.
the fuck are you talking about right
Like,
now?
would you not cheer about Hitler's death? Like,
Exactly, and they did. I don't know. To be honest, like he was rich. He was a Saudi. I don't really care too much about his previous endeavors from a young age. He went to university in '79 in Syria, right?
Syria, yep.
What a weird place to go to university. Latakia. Yeah, look at that beach, though.
That looks very nice, actually. I didn't know Syria had it like that.
I just imagine Syria as a fucking shithole.
I
I
just
mean,
imagine it as like a
it kind
just
of is now.
like a Call of Duty map,
Yeah, exactly.
not to like try to be like funny, but like that's really how I imagine it.
Yeah, 100%. And to be fair, probably a good bit of it is, but like that's beautiful. That's incredible. I would go there. That's nice. He joined the Mujahideen in Pakistan. Yeah, fucking Pakistan, man. Fighting the Soviet Union. They pushed their shit in Afghanistan. Soviet Union got their ass whooped.
Just
I think that the Soviets, man, they stayed taking L's.
man, they really do. I mean, holy shit, they're the worst. Like honestly,
They took hella L's in World War II. Like, I mean, they persevered, but they took a lot of L's, personnel wise, which is also super fucked up. And then let's see, was Afghanistan the next big thing that they got into? Because World War II happened, and then the Soviet Union collapsed in was that like the early 70s? No,
I think it was the 80s or early
yeah, because he's fighting the
90s.
Soviet Union in
So this is
79.
like during the Cold War, I believe. I think. So I know there was a big thing like the Cold War was like I know a lot of people don't really like know exactly what it was, but it's essentially like America is trying to prevent the spread of communism, and like the Soviets are trying to spread communism.
Pretty
Like
much.
to break it down, and then there's like the whole nuclear arms race and stuff. Like that's like the main thing people think about is like the nuclear things, but really it just comes down to these little Russia's or Soviets are trying to spread communism. We're trying to stop it, and I think that was one of these things where the Soviets were trying to spread it to the Middle East, if I remember correctly.
It was like a big fucking chess match with
Yeah,
spies and counter spying and infiltrating and all kinds of shit. The Cold War is nuts.
you could argue that it's never ended.
I would say probably not. No, not like it. I don't think it officially did end. I really don't think it did.
I mean, was it ever like officially a thing? Like, you know what I mean? Or is it just something we just kind of we all knew about, but like nobody just came out and like, yeah, we're in the Cold War. I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, so he was helping the Mujahideen, giving them money and people to fight the Soviets. He started getting popularity. I think that's a big moment. Him doing all that was kind of rising him up. So he was able to kind of step his way forward.
Yeah.
88, he formed Al Qaeda. He got banished from Saudi. 92, lost his citizenship. 94, he went to Sudan. He got forced out in 96 by us, I guess. Interesting.
He declared a war against the United States after that.
Yeah, fucking doucher. Launched a series of bombings, related attacks. He was involved in the 98 U.S. Embassy bombings, added to the most wanted list. And then he masterminded September 11th, which killed nearly 3,000 people. And then that's when we went and, you know, fucking ran their fade
Yeah.
for 20 years. And, we can debate that they ran our fade at the same time.
It was a lot of loss of life and a lot of loss of money and just all around just a bad situation. But if you look at the whole thing from like Bush's situation, like I don't know what was he supposed to do?
I mean, yeah, I get it. You kind of had to, but
I mean, like no, like the American public was not going to be happy if George Bush just
well,
didn't do
so
anything.
we got him in 2011, right?
Yeah,
9/11 happened in '01, so 10 years later.
yeah,
Cool. Fucking at that point, call it a day and let's fucking pack it up and head the fuck out of here.
yeah.
We got the guy. That's it. That's the one reason we went there was to shut that shit down, and then that's what we did eventually. And then the other stuff was popping up, and like you got ISIS and all that bullshit. But just leave, just leave.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like they can just let them handle themselves. It's their own country. I mean, we're not fucking going into every country in the world that's getting fucking oppressed and genocided. Like, yeah, we go help them, some of them, but like, look at Africa. Like, almost every country in Africa's got problems that could use our help.
I feel like we pick and choose
That's
what we
beneficial for us.
what yeah, really it doesn't like we're not doing it out of the kindness of our heart.
Or if
It's
it's on like a really national like level,
yeah,
and then
there's
people are
public
like,
pressure, yeah.
yeah, you kind of have to like, we have to like step in at that point in some capacity, which is wild.
I mean, but at a certain point, you got to kind of mind your own business, like just for the sake of your own people. But yeah, I mean, this man was doing all kinds of shit just in the background, 70s, 80s, just kind of building up for what he did.
Yeah.
I'm assuming the American government, like CIA and like different agencies, knew about
Oh yeah, I mean,
this stuff.
probably by this point, because when did he become on the most wanted list after 9/11? Yeah, no. So in '98, he became part of the FBI most wanted list. So a couple years prior, so they knew about him well before. What is this Gilgit massacre? Massacre of Sunnis by Shias in Pakistan. Was this? Did he do this?
Jesus Christ. Shia civilians were also subjected to rape. Jesus. I don't
Uh,
know if he did it.
well, he was
Oh,
Pakistan Army induced. He led an armed group of Sunni tribals from Afghanistan into Gilgit to suppress the revolt. So at that point, he kind of went in there to help. Seems like.
that's what it looks like.
He formed Al Qaeda in '88. A whole bunch of shit here. I'm not like we know he formed Al Qaeda.
Yeah.
Sudan in '91.
Expelled from Saudi Arabia by its government after repeatedly criticizing the Saudi alliance with the United States.
And had a personal security detail with Stinger missiles. The Strela 40 AKs, RPGs, and PK machine guns. All right. It's a solid security detail. And they got rocket launchers just rolling around. I gotta sneeze. There's no bright light. I'm gonna turn my flashlight on and stare at it. Does bright lights make you sneeze?
Was it to prevent you from sneezing, or is it?
No, I too sneeze.
I don't know. I mean, it's never like made. I don't think so. I'll have to pay attention now that you said that, though. Like I've
Like
heard that before, but I've never paid attention.
every time I have to like sneeze, like I'll like find like a bright light, like look at it, and it usually like or every time like almost every time I go outside and it's like really sunny, and I'm like, oh, and I fucking sneeze like twice, like every time almost. I think I'm allergic to the sun in some in some form. Yeah, I think so. Um, I'm kind of want to get to like like right before 9/11. I don't know, he was super fucked up, you know, bunch of crazy shit. Here we go. That's the big ticket. I, I mean, it more relates to us. So I guess at first he denied it, and then he said, "What the United States is tasting today is nothing compared to what we have tasted for decades. Our Ummah has known this humiliation and contempt for over 80 years. Sons are killed, blood is spilled, holy sites are attacked, and it's not governed according to Allah's command. Despite this, no one cares." I mean, what does that got to do with us? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, it's just like one of those things. Like it's kind of like the Timothy McVeigh thing, where it's just like, okay, yeah, some bad shit has happened, but your response is to do like
Something
equally, if
crazy.
not worse, things. I mean, so
Who
many
the
innocent people like
who
died
the
in 9
fuck flies a plane into a building? Like who like where do you get the idea? Like
It's crazy that we didn't have the like system in place to stop something like that. Because I mean, 2001 seems really late to not figure out that somebody could hijack a plane and run it into a building.
I don't know. All I'll say is, you ever watch that movie Zeitgeist?
Oh yeah, no, there's all kinds of conspiracies. I almost wanted to bring that one up during the conspiracy episode, but I felt like it was too like mainstream.
I don't think so. There's a lot of people that don't know about that movie. I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's like it's not like a professionally made movie, but it brings up a lot of good points. That's all I'll say.
There's a lot of coincidences. We'll just say that.
There is. There very well is. Um, I don't know. I'm kind of over Osama bin Laden. Dude makes me sick.
Yeah, I mean, he's a terrible person. Got what he deserved.
Piece of
I
shit.
wish we could have done more to stop him from doing what he did. It's unfortunate that that had to happen for us to be more secure from terrorist attacks. We haven't had anything on that scale, at least since then. We've had some shootings. We have the Boston bombing, but most of these, I mean, we don't want anything like that to happen. But these have usually been small scale attacks.
It's a piece of work.
Fuck that guy.
I wish we'd have, you know, that Moab we dropped over there. I wish we'd have dropped that shit on him. Fucking turn his ass to red mist and a crater. I'm gonna go tinkle. I'll be back.
All right, I will entertain the crowd, I guess.
Good luck.
All right, guys. Let's see. Since we're on a little break, we'll touch in on some Thursday night football. I haven't really looked too much into it because I don't have anybody on my team playing tonight. But let's see what's going on there. Just to tie in a little bit of football. Let's see. It looks like we got the Commanders versus the Bears. Two teams that I honestly could not give like two shits less about. Not really two teams I'm super interested in. It looks like a snooze fest with the Commanders leading 3-0 at the moment. Let's see what the stat sheet's looking like. We got Carson Wentz, 5 for 14, 57 yards. That's coming to be pretty routine for Carson Wentz. It's just crazy to think that in like 2017 he was an MVP candidate, like the face of the Eagles. The Eagles won a Super Bowl. Granted, Nick Foles was starting that game, but Carson Wentz was kind of the guy throughout that season. On the Bears side, it looks like we got Justin Fields coming in, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception, 50% completion. So, it looks like we got a little bit of a snooze fest going on for Thursday night football, and it looks like not a lot of fantasy points are being given out tonight as well. I was just filling everybody in on the Commanders Bears game. I hadn't really looked too much into it.
Yeah,
It looks like a
it's
complete
bad.
snooze fest.
No, it's terrible. I mean, Curtis Samuel is fucking my life up. I have .8 points from this man. This dude he's got like,
One catch for 3 yards.
yep. Very unfortunate. I swear to God, bro. I mean, they got the ball now. I need Carson Wentz to not suck for like a day. I don't know. Brian Robinson looks pretty good. Coming back from getting shot twice, like 4 weeks ago.
That's crazy. I think he posted like a video of like the 50 Cent mini man.
Get shot 9 times, but I still don't walk with a limp. Something like that. Jesus Christ. Fucking Khalil Herbert, the running back for the Bears. That man busted like a 60, 70-yard run.
Like just now.
No, but earlier in the second quarter.
Damn, and it's still only 3-0.
Yeah, they got down in the red zone, and then I think they fucking not Patrick Fields. Justin Fields went to throw the ball. Fucking it bounced off of his lineman's like helmet or the defensive line's helmet, and like the defensive line intercepted it.
Jesus Christ. I mean, like, at least I guess it's kind of a good defensive game, but I mean,
It is
Thursday
very-
night, do you think Thursday night games are just in general boring? Because I feel like most of the time they are. Like,
I
maybe
think they
there's an
are because they
occasional-
schedule fucking dog shit teams to play on Thursday night. Like, stop picking the worst teams in the league to play on Thursday night. Like,
I'd rather them just take away Thursday night if they're not going to show good games.
exactly. You could pull any game off of the Sunday schedule and move that to Thursday. Like any. I think there should be a thing like Monday night football is usually like pretty good teams. Thursday night, pick 2 teams that are like either close to being 500 at least or above.
Where it's kind of like they have some real stakes for winning and losing. I mean,
Yeah.
It's just so stupid because like Sunday night is like usually like the best game of the week, and then Monday night's usually like a pretty good fucking game.
Or the best game of the week.
I mean, even the fucking 3 o'clock on Sunday is usually a pretty fucking good game.
Yeah.
And fucking Thursdays, man, Jesus.
I seen I don't know if he was serious. I think it was Al Michaels. He said if this game was bad, he's just retiring.
Al Michaels is great.
And it's looking like Carson Wentz just got fucking sacked. You're trash, bro.
He's fucking hilarious.
Just throw the ball away. You're terrible.
There's this one game I think where like Odell or somebody like dropped a pass and they're like, damn, he's having a worse week than Harvey Weinstein. It was like right when that shit was happening. Like Al Michaels said that shit. And Collinsworth was like, oh, I don't think we can say that. Who you got for your next evil?
All right, pretty much the rest of the people I got are kind of older people. Like a little older than like Saddam, not Saddam, but fucking Osama and stuff like that. So it is piece of shit. Pol Pot, what a fucking dumbass name to start. Look at that fucking haircut. I'm not fucking spit in your face. He was pretty much the prime minister of Cambodia from 76 to 79, so only 3 years. He was a Marxist Leninist and a Khmer nationalist. He's leading members of Cambodia's communist movement. I think he said, I think that's Khmer. Hold on a second. Or Khmer Rouge. Not important. Pretty much essentially, this dude like relocated a very, very big portion of his people to like farmlands and was like making them work and like not letting them even eat the food. Yeah, dude's fucked up. I don't give a shit about his childhood. Where is his? Where's the stuff? Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Probably don't care. Where is it at? What am I looking for? The Wikipedia be having too much sometimes. Like
Who like I'm just like who has the time to put like some you'll just search some random person and you're like, how do they even have a wiki page? And how
like
it's so detailed.
give me the fucking cliff notes.
But they should have a section just of like here are like the bullet point, like most important
All right.
things.
Get the shit off my screen so I can fucking. I'm just gonna look up the cliff notes. I'm not reading through all that. Cliff notes. Wonder if it's actually gonna pull up anything.
Probably will.
Let's check this.
I bet you this has like a pretty straight to the point.
Oh yeah, this is way less. Okay, I fucks with this. Wikipedia be doing too much sometimes. I like it, but goddamn. All right, so yeah, during this span of 4 years, an estimated 1.5 to 2 million Cambodians died of starvation, execution, disease, or overwork. Like I said, this dude's a piece of shit.
Jesus Christ, that's such a short amount of time.
Yeah, 4 years. So this one detention center was notorious that only seven of the roughly 20,000 people there are known to have survived. Like that's crazy. Like I don't know what are those odds? 7 of 20,000? Like that's crazy.
That's just incredible.
So the Khmer Rouge, in their attempt to socially engineer a classless communist society, took particular aim at intellectual city residents, ethnic Vietnamese civil servants, and religious leaders. He's considered as maybe one of the most barbaric and murderous, regimes in recent history. I don't give a shit about his early years. I really don't. It does not matter. It's not highlighting his childhood. It has no influence. It might, it might, but I don't.
I mean, it might show some of the like psychological things that might have made them who they are, but like it doesn't really get to the nitty gritty of what actually happened.
I ain't got the time for it. Nobody got time for that.
So that's a whole separate video of its own, like breaking down like type of shit.
Yeah. So he joined this communist fucking KPRP revolutionist party. It was set up in 51. So from 56 to 63, taught history. This man was a teacher at a private school while simultaneously plotting a revolution. Jesus Christ. Like people in their off time. Like, how do you have time for that? Like
that is so nuts. He's fucking teaching and plotting a revolution.
This dude was probably actually smart as fuck, like in reality. Like how do you go from like that to like genociding your country? I don't really see how.
You got to be pretty fucking smart.
I don't see the steps there. It don't make sense to me. So he moved deep into the countryside in northern Cambodia with the Viet Cong. Man was out there in the jungle. He launched a national uprising in 68. Started off slow. Here we go. Here's the nitty gritty. So 70, this dude, fuck, I don't even know what kind of fucking name is that. Lon, Lenny, Lynn, fucking whatever. Initiated a military coup. And then their fucking leader was out of the country conveniently. Man's on vacation and a coup starts. That'd be wild. Imagine you're president and you're just like I don't know, fucking in Australia on vacation, and a coup starts in your country. You're like, oh shit, dude! Like, what do you do?
You're just out. You're out on the golf course and
I gotta make some fucking phone calls. I guess somebody come pick me up,
having the time of your life.
and then disaster struck.
Fucking cool, man. Are you serious? I'm just trying to enjoy myself.
Right? It's my one vacation a year, man.
It's so inconvenient.
Do this next week.
I just wouldn't come back. I'd just be like, you know what? I'm gonna stay here.
It's somebody else's problem. So the troops purportedly committed mass atrocities. So about 70,000 U.S. South Vietnamese soldiers stormed across into Cambodia to fight North Vietnamese and Viet Cong troops who had taken sanctuary there. So I guess this was happening at the same time as Vietnam. I'm pretty sure we were also in Cambodia, like, fucking them up at the same time. Well, the Vietnamese in Cambodia.
Yeah.
Nixon ordered a secret bombing campaign as part of the Vietnam War. We dropped 500,000 tons of bombs in Cambodia. Damn.
Jesus.
3 times the amounts dropped on Japan during World War II.
And we still lost. Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Arguably, but I mean, like,
Yeah,
we didn't win. I'll just say that we didn't win.
I guess we'll call it like a tie. We'll settle there. That's wild. And in 73, the number of troops increased. See, that does be happening. You start fucking with some people, and then they start getting mad. They controlled approximately 3/4 of Cambodia's territory. They began shelling, bomb, pin, bomb. No, I don't. It doesn't matter. 75. They won the Civil War. About 500,000 Cambodians died during the Civil War. The worst was still to come. Here we go.
Jesus, like that ain't bad enough. We got more.
Yeah, right. So almost immediately after taking power, they evacuated the city's 2.5 million residents. That's a lot of fucking people. Like, I wonder how long that took. Like 2.5 million people. A bunch of doctors and teachers, pretty much professionals, like job professionals, stripped of their possessions and forced to toil in the fields as part of a re-education process. Like, what? What's your mindset there? They're already educated. Like, I think they're like wanting to re-educate them to their like classless system. I think is what it was, right?
Yeah.
I think they've taken these people because they're kind of like top of the class, and really trying to break them down to be equal with like the common people. Is what I'm kind of getting. Those that complained about the work, concealed the rations, or broke rules were usually tortured in a detention center and then killed. During the genocide, the bones of millions of people who died from malnutrition, overwork, or inadequate health care also filled up mass graves. Jesus. He controlled all aspects of a person's life. Religion was outlawed. Children were taken from their homes and forced in the military. Even the rice fields were insisted on being realigned in order to create the symmetrical checkerboard pictured on their coat of arms. What the fuck? Why?
It's fucking weird. I mean, this is just crazy. I mean, like dying of malnourishment. I can't imagine how terrible that is.
Basically starving to death. That's crazy.
I mean, because at that point, when like lots of people are starving, that's kind of when you see like cannibalism, like not even because they want to, because like that might be their only option. Just bad things all around happen when malnourishment happens. It's just not a fun way to go. I'd imagine.
I read something earlier on this guy that like during this whole thing. I don't remember if they was like they didn't want to use the ammunition or they were like low on it, but they was like to kill people, they were just like beating them to death with like fucking like farming tools and shit to like execute them.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Real piece of work. I'm gonna go find where this dude's buried and take a fat dump on it.
Yeah, I knew nothing about this guy, but this dude is fucked up.
Yeah.
Like that's part of the Vietnam War. I guess I didn't pay too much attention to, or maybe they didn't teach us very much about it. I mean, granted, everything was just kind of about like the U.S. Like it didn't really what we were taught doesn't necessarily cover everything that's going on.
And there's a lot to the Vietnam War. There's a lot of
We kind of just get the bullet points and move on from it.
yeah. There's a lot of background, fucking behind the scenes shit as well. Political stuff. I'm gonna sneeze again. Please come on.
Find the light.
Go to the light.
Find the light.
All right, who's your next? Who's your next? What you got?
I'm gonna like leapfrog one because I feel like it's. I'll come back to that one. Let's go Harvey Weinstein. Not necessarily. He's not committed mass genocide, but this is just kind of like this is like the type of evil person that you may actually run into during your lifetime. Like this is a guy that probably exists in a lot of places. There's a lot of people like him.
If lizard people are real, it's this guy's one of them.
I mean, this dude is nuts.
Look at this piece of shit.
I mean, he just looks like a pig. Like honestly, that's what he looks like to me at least, or like a fucking a fucking troll or the fucking guys. I don't. Do you watch the Book of Boba Fett?
No, not yet.
He has these bodyguards. He almost looks like one of them. But yeah, I mean, this guy. I mean, he's known. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys know. He's known for a lot of like sexual abuse, sexual just misconduct,
rape,
like essentially, and sometimes
coercion.
like yeah, like hey, for basically forcing people to sleep with him in order to get roles in movies or just get jobs in general, and then he would get away with it because he has so much power in Hollywood, which really goes to show how fucked up that whole place is for like him getting away for this long. More than 80 women made allegations of sexual harassment or rape against him, which is pretty fucking nuts.
I didn't know he co-founded Miramax.
Yeah, I mean, this dude's like a crazy producer. Like, he has credits on a lot of fucking movies.
Pulp Fiction.
Like,
out of these, that's the only one of those movies I've seen.
Pulp Fiction's an amazing movie.
And then they founded the Weinstein Company. That's a big company for a lot of like you still see that shit on like modern movies, which is I don't know if they haven't like rebranded that to like something else.
Yeah, it might be one of those like
how's that place not how is that not canceled? And you have all this other shit being canceled, and that's not like come on. That should be like up there, like one of the first if people want to cancel some shit, that right here. That one.
Yeah, cancel I mean this is really interesting because like this really shaped like modern culture, this whole thing that happened with Harvey Weinstein. Like this is kind of the start of Me Too, the cancel culture. And if you're like somebody who is like you don't like cancel culture or anything like that, you kind of have people like Harvey Weinstein who actually did fucked up shit to blame for that. Because I mean, like he deserved everything he got. Like he deserved to be canceled, in my opinion. But that was kind of the start of cancel culture was right here with Weinstein.
The crazy thing is these allegations dated back to the 70s, and he didn't get like dismissed from anything until 2017. So man basically got canceled in 2017, and then he got jacked up. But
now I think he's in jail and shit.
Yeah, I think he is too. He gets his earliest release date is 2039, so that's
he'll be 87. He'll be dead.
I'm surprised nobody's killed him in prison yet. That's crazy. 80 women.
And I mean,
here we go. Sparked the Me Too social media campaign.
Which I mean, we could probably have a whole episode about like cancel culture.
The Weinstein effect. I never heard of that. It's a global trend in which allegations of sexual misconduct by famous or powerful men are disclosed. The first of a worldwide wave of allegations were made in the United States in 2017. I never heard of that. The Weinstein effect.
Yeah, I mean, it was really crazy in 2017. I remember a lot of people were just left and right getting caught up. Like this happened. I think the Bill Cosby thing happened roughly around the same time, maybe a little bit before.
Yeah, that show was wild.
Matt Lauer got fired, Today Show host, for harassing multiple women, and then you got this guy who's just the worst of them all from the looks of it.
It just looks bad. Just looks skeevy. Just like, ugh.
And we've all probably, I mean, let's see. I thought he like helped make Forrest Gump, but Pulp Fiction lost to Forrest Gump. Interesting. Interesting. I mean, two really good movies. I think I prefer Pulp Fiction a little bit more to Forrest Gump, but
I got a hot take. I don't like Forrest Gump.
I think it's a good movie. It's not a movie I want to watch more than once, though.
It is a good movie. It's a very good movie. I just don't like it. It's too fucking long. That movie's like 3 hours. Like
It's a very long movie.
there's like three fucking arcs in that movie. It's crazy. Like it's it's insane. You got like his early life, the Vietnam, and then like post Vietnam. It's basically three fucking movies almost.
You remember like VHS?
Yeah.
Um, like I remember like Titanic had like two of them.
Oh yeah, because it was so fucking long. You
And
had two tapes.
I think Forrest Gump had two tapes too, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong,
I,
but I think it did.
I never. If it was on VHS, I never had it. But I don't know.
My dad loved that movie. I mean,
That
like
movie just
I liked
it
it,
just
but
kind
it's
of
not
a
that great.
it kind of annoys me a little bit. The movie,
Is it
like
like his like accent and like the
I think it's just his character. I don't like his character. He did it really well. It's a really good character, and Tom Hanks is a really good actor and did really well. The movie's just like it's not my movie. I don't. I've seen it. I know what it's about. I know what happens. I'm good. I don't need. I will probably never rewatch it unless it's just on and I'm somewhere and like it's just there.
I think it's there's aspects of it that are like funny but not funny. Like
Oh yeah, there's a lot of funny parts and like a lot of quotable lines, but I'm not going out of my way ever to gonna go like sit down like man, I really want to I want to watch Forrest Gump, like
yeah, it's not really a
absolutely not.
movie I will watch by like choice really. Fucking I think it's just crazy that he never fucked Jenny, but she like somehow convinced him that the kid was his.
J- Jenny was a fucking whore, man.
Like fuck Jenny, like yeah, fuck her.
She
But
did him
yeah,
wrong. She did him wrong.
Pulp Fiction should have definitely won that, even though fucking this piece of shit helped produce that movie. Um,
I don't know what you're reading. I'm just scrolling.
Miramax won its first Academy Award in 1997 for The English Patient. Pulp Fiction was nominated in 1995 but lost to Forrest Gump.
Oh yeah, are you down here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was like skimming up here. I was like, I don't see shit about Forrest Gump. Okay, you're down here. I was like, what
Like
the
you
fuck?
just wanted to talk about Forrest Gump.
Yeah, I just want to talk shit about Forrest Gump. Oh shit, they made Goodwill Hunting. That's a great movie. That was
um,
a it was a great movie. You ever seen that?
yeah, Matt Damon, Robin Williams, rest in peace, great actor.
Yeah, I love Matt.
What a fucking
I love Matt
performance.
Damon. Matt Damon's underrated in my opinion.
I just watched a movie with him recently that was like really good. It was kind of new. I can't remember what it was.
Have you seen
Actually, it's old. It was old as fuck.
have you seen Stillwater?
No, but I heard that was good.
It's different. It's like it's not like it's not a normal role for him.
Is it like
It's
kind of
very
depressing?
yeah, a little bit. It's interesting. It's essentially like I think he's he works on like an oil business or of some fashion. And I think his daughter is in Paris, and I think she gets like I think her like girlfriend or her roommate or something gets killed, and like she gets framed for it. And so she's in jail, and like he goes over there trying to like figure out what the fuck's going on, like trying to get her out of jail. And so he's like, maybe it's not Paris. I feel like it is though. It doesn't matter, but he's in this fucking foreign country trying to. I thought it was gonna be like a fucking whooping ass type movie. I'm over there, like Taken type shit, trying to. And then I watched it. There's like hardly any action, and it's kind of like almost a drama. And I was just like, "The fuck is this?" But
I kind of knew it was a charm.
yeah, I had no idea. I was like, "Oh, Matt Damon, fuck yeah!"
He would fuck some shit up.
Yeah, he's about to destroy this entire city, but yeah, he's like trying to find out who did it because she got set up, and uh, yeah, it's good. And he like kind of falling in love at the same time.
Gotta throw that aspect of things. The movie I was thinking of, it was when he was really young. Actually, he was old as fuck, but I just watched it for the first time recently. The Talented Mr. Ripley, I believe, was the name of the
Sounds
movie.
familiar, but I've
It's
never seen it.
really good. If you haven't seen it, it's on Netflix. One of his better performances that I really knew nothing
Really?
about, like early on in his career.
What's your favorite Matt Damon movie? I'm gonna go with
Shit.
The Martian, probably.
That was probably what I was gonna say.
So good. So good.
I mean, it's not really a Matt Damon movie, but I think one of his best performances, even though it was kind of a smaller role, was same type of movie, Interstellar. Well, not the same type of movie, but
Yeah.
space-ish. Like he kind of played a little bit of a villain in that
I
movie,
hated him in that movie. I was like,
but
you piece of shit.
it was so convincing.
I was like, why did you do this? To get rescued, you fucking asshole?
You were probably like, "Fuck yeah, Matt Damon!" When he showed.
Matt Damon, yes. He's gonna kill fucking Matthew McConaughey. There's some action. They're gonna yeah.
The fucking shit. Yeah, The Martian. The Martian probably, like, realistically is his best performance.
Yeah, I think so. What else? Have you seen Elysium? That one's good.
I don't think I've
But yeah,
seen that one.
it's on Netflix. It's a like a space-ish futuristic movie.
Matt Damon, man, underrated actor. Like, not to go on this whole tangent about Matt Damon, but I feel like he doesn't get the respect he deserves as an actor. Like, I feel like he is just as easily as he's up on that. Like, in my opinion, this might be kind of a hot take. Like, I feel like he's kind of up on that Leo level of acting. Maybe not that tier, but like the tier right under it.
Yeah, I think he's
Maybe like a he's on like a Tom Cruise level. Maybe better.
the fuck did you just say?
He's on like a Tom Cruise level. Yeah,
He's not better than Tom Cruise.
he might be.
No, no.
Are you okay? Okay, let's get into this for a minute. Okay,
All right, we're gonna break this down.
okay. Tom Cruise is a very good actor,
Tom
but
Cruise is a great actor.
I feel like he also has very good scripts
That's
propelling
not.
him forward. I watched a great Tom Cruise
It's
movie
not his
last night.
fault.
I'm not hating on Tom Cruise. I watched Risky Business for the first time last night. Never seen that movie before. Fucking fantastic movie. I had no idea what it was even about.
Have you seen the new Top Gun?
I have not seen the new one. No.
Oh my god, it's like the fifth highest grossing film in like U.S. history or some shit.
Oh yeah, it passed like Titanic and
Yeah, that
like
movie is great. I don't. It's not better than the first one, but it is a very very like it's. I don't know why you didn't go watch it in theaters. You basically ruined it. You had to watch it in theaters.
I think around that time I watched Lightyear and stuff.
I should spit on you. What the
Lightyear was
fuck is
actually
that?
Buzz Lightyear, man. It was actually a really good movie.
I heard the movie was terrible.
Okay, that is bullshit. That is
I haven't
just
seen it, but I heard it was terrible. I was actually really excited. I seen the trailer and I was like, "Fuck yeah, Lightyear, Buzz Lightyear, an action movie, like a real Buzz Lightyear movie. Like, let's go."
no. I mean, like, don't listen to the hate. I watched that movie. Like, I feel like a lot of the hate stems from there's like a very, 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 very brief like same-sex couple in the movie, and I think people just got super mad because that, and they're just like, no,
Whatever.
that movie's fucking trash. But if you like,
Yeah,
the plot is fucking great for a kids movie. Like, it's a very like complex plot for a kids movie. Like, it's not complex for like an adult movie, but like
yeah,
I feel like a kid might be like kind of like, what the fuck is going on here? But as an like, it's almost like, I wouldn't say it's not almost, but like it has some interstellar um aspects to it. It's not like anywhere like close to like Interstellar as far as the actual plot. There are some similarities that
yeah.
make it cool. But I know we're off on a little tangent, but like Matt Damon, The Departed.
Hey, we could just fuck off with the fucking topic we're on now. I've kind of lost interest a little bit.
We're gonna. I'm gonna get up and get a drink. Matt Damon versus Tom Cruise
All
is
right,
coming up next.
I'm gonna quickly touch on the five other people that or the four people I have, and then we'll fuck off with the topic. It's just depressing. But yeah, so I got Nero. He was a Roman fucking a Roman emperor. The fifth one, final emperor of the Julio Claudian dynasty. Yeah, dude, super fucked up. Did a lot of fucked up shit. Killed a lot of people. Not a good dude. Leopold II of Belgium, he pretty much established Belgium's like colonies in like Africa. Killed a lot of fucking people. Fucked up dude. Heinrich Himmler, if you don't know him, dude, super fucked up. Leading member of the Nazi Party of Germany.